Hey guys, what's up? It's Finch here. Have you ever wondered what the best and worst Pokemon were in Overused in Scarlet and Violet? Well, today we're going to go through that. We're going to rank the Pokemon all the way from the top of Overused in S rank to down the bottom in the D rank, or even in a no category for things that are just categorically outclassed. I'm going to give my spin on what's viable, what's really good, what's not so good, and more. In this video, we're going to try and rank every single fully evolved Pokemon that we can fit. Obviously, there can be some restrictions. There can be some old or new Pokemon that we just cannot fit. I'll be the first to admit that, but without further ado, we're going to get into it. I'm going to do a couple of warnings, obviously major spoilers, first of all. Second of all, this is going to be a longer video, and part of the video is just going to be you watching me struggle to scroll through the words of Pokemon, because this goes all the way through all the Pokemon in the game. So you have to bear with me. I think it's going to be pretty funny watching me struggle to scroll up, because there's just so many Pokemon, but we're just going to take it easy, go one step at a time, hopefully keep this video under an hour. Obviously, if you want to just see my ranks, you can skip towards the end, or maybe I'll try and also tweet out my full rankings at some point after. But also, there's going to be a fully fledged Smogon viability rankings, which me and a whole council of other people that play the metagame are going to release. Obviously, these are just suggestions, these just guide, oh, these Pokemon we found to be effective, and maybe you find other Pokemon to be effective, and you should also let me know that down below in the comments, or when that thread goes up on Smogon, you should comment your thoughts. I think that's the beauty of these discussions, in that there's no binding list of what's good and what's not good necessarily. It's in the eye of the beholder. And I'm going to give my opinion in the eye of myself as a beholder in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. And before I go through, I just want to say I've been having a lot of fun on these videos. I'd appreciate, any likes, any subscriptions you guys can give me. But of course, no problem if not. Let's go ahead and get into it now. So right off the bat, I'm going to be honest with you. This first kind of line of Pokemon, we're not really going to be engaging with much. None of them you see in Overused really at all. I mean, the Pikachu Raichu line, cute. Light Ball Pikachu is strong, but they're so fragile. They're outclassed by a number of things. Same goes for Wiggly. Venomoth, you could argue as like a slightly distinct niche just due to its ability and speed tier, but in this very fast-paced metagame, it doesn't find a place. Arena Trap is banned, so same goes for Dugtrio. And Persian, while a cool Pokemon, in my opinion, is not to be seen either. We're actually going to scroll our way down into the second line, and there we're going to find a couple of Pokemon that, in my personal opinion, are worthy of being ranked. So actually, first off, I do want to give an honorable mention to Golduck, which I've seen once or twice on Rain. I don't know if I'd say it's viable quite yet, but you could justify it, I suppose, just because limited amount of water types in the decks right now. And Eviolite Primate is kind of funny to use with Rage Fist, albeit it's kind of limited. It's still pretty fragile, even with Eviolite, but it's still pretty cool. So I'm excited to see if anyone's going to do that, especially if anything would happen to Annihilate, which I'm hoping doesn't, but we'll have to stay tuned for that. Alright, so now that we've gotten through that, I think we want to start ranking Pokemon. Arcanine is a big one, and I've actually started seeing more and more of it just due to the fact that it has Intimidate. It can really check a couple of things. I've seen it here and there. It does have limited moveset, but it's good with boots. Not many knockoff users, so I'm going to put it in D rank for now. It's not very good, but it is slightly viable. Next up, I'm going to go ahead. Sorry about this. I'm going to go ahead. I should have turned these off, but it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and put Slowbro in B tier. Now, Slowbro, it has access to some decent moves. Doesn't have Teleport like last generation, but still pivot around. It's got Future Sight, and it does lose Scald, so again, not as great, but it's Surf. Personally, I prefer Slowbro, but I will give... I prefer Slowking because of its ability to Terra Water and then Wall Goldengo, Wall Chi-Yu, Wall Dragapult, which 3 are the best Pokemon in the tier. Like, I'll rank them all close to S, but it does do well against Great Tusk. It can kind of check ground types as well. Iron Treads it could give a shot against, and also Future Sight is still pretty effective. It's really good against Quagga, the new water type starter, who I'm still struggling to pronounce the name of, truth be told. So there's definitely some viability, just some merit to it. You've seen serious usage of Slowbro. I think it's closer to B- than D+ though. I'm going to get into Y. I'm kind of just going through this in this spot though. So there's going to be some changes. Like, in my ranks I did yesterday, which I don't even have on me right now, to be completely honest with you. I'm in an incognito tab with this, just fresh start. I didn't even have Arcanine ranked, and I ran into a couple times on the ladder today. So it's pretty rough, it's pretty tentative. So we're not going to see Muck much, unfortunately. Poison Touch is cool, but it's just not know you Pokemon, especially not this generation. Cloyster, however, Shell Smash Shenanigans, I think it's probably good for C+, maybe B-. It does have Boots still too, which is helpful, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It's still pretty limited in what you can do. You're limited in scope, but it's a viable Pokemon nonetheless. So yeah, we're going to keep scrolling down here, and Gengar is going to be the next fully evolved Pokemon we're going to discuss. Gengar, it's tough because it's really classed by other ghosts, and not that like it loses a niche, but just it faces usage competition. And that Dragapult and Goldango are both used sometimes in conjunction with each other. Annihilate is a ghost that does common, albeit very distinct niche from it. You know, you see the fire type starter Skelrage as well. Again, not competition with Gengar directly, but you're not going to see two ghost types on many teams unless it's the big two in the Goldango Dragapult core. So you see those. So Gengar itself is pretty good in my opinion, but unfortunately it's limited just due to very stiff competition. So for now, I'm going to say, you know, in terms of sheer viability, it, like usage alone, if it was not for other ghost types, it'd probably be like A-, but due to that competition, due to the limited usage constraints, it's going to be more of like a B, B- Pokemon right now. Maybe we'll shift it up later when we make more decisions. I'm not too sure. So we're going in Pokédex order. So notice Chansey's here, but not Blissey, because Blissey came out in, I believe, Generation 2. Chansey, I do think, is viable in its own right, though, just because Eviolite is so good, and there's less knockoff distribution, which helps. The issue with that is that hazards are running more rampant than ever. We're seeing spikes, and there's no way to remove them. You know, I've actually seen Chansey with Mold Breaker Defog Holucha, which can still defog on Goldango. One of the really reliable ones. Like I see it like with double removal with the defog Holucha plus the like a Great Tusk, for example. It provides like wish support too. I feel like a bulky team like a Balancer stall with that. It's viable. It's not very good. I'd say it's kind of in a similar tier to Gengar, and that Heavy Duty Blissey, you know, provides really stiff competition, but there are archetypes you could fit it. There's distinct niches. Out of the Tauros forms, unfortunately, the only one I could really justify right now is Tauros Fire. It's really good against a couple things like Chien-Pao. And also, it can kind of check King Gambit, I believe. It has some nice utilities while making it awkward to switch into for hard offenses. I think that alone makes it worthy of being C tier. It's hard to justify it for being much higher because it doesn't provide any offensive premiums, truth be told. And I think that both the other new Tauros, while interesting and unique in their own right, don't really provide a niche. I'm going to actually put them in the no tier just because I find it very hard to justify using them right now. I'm very sorry for those who like that, but it's going to be tough. Yeah, so we're going to keep going here. Now we've got Gyarados. Gyarados actually is pretty underrated in this metagame. I think a lot of people have thought, oh, it's going to be a lower tier Pokemon in this generation once more, like it was last generation. I think it probably will end up being a UU type, but it's still plenty viable. Much like Cloyster, it faces stiff competition among the setup arena, and it is kind of needed to run heavy duty boots, but it has two nice abilities, and it has a decent enough defensive profile to where you could absolutely justify using it. And I'm going to put it in the C+, I'm going to put it in B-, actually. Yeah, I'm going to put it in B-, actually. I think it's a little better. Just slightly. I'm even going to put it, this order doesn't matter. I'm actually going to put it first. Yeah, you know, I think I'm going to Gengar third. I think that Chansey is actually kind of decent. I'm not sure between Chansey and Gyarados. We'll get into that a bit later. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm thinking here a lot. Yeah, I think this is fine for now. Obviously, it's subject to change. What's next? It's Ditto. Ditto, and then, of course, the evolutions come next to each other. So Ditto, actually, I think is good. Not as good as it was in, like, Dynamax meta, or even, like, the first day or two metagame, but it can have a lot of distinctions here. It's really good against hyper offenses, even good on some hyper offenses or on really bulky teams. It's more of an extreme Pokemon, I'll admit, but I definitely can see some viability for it. Choice Scarf, Imposter Ditto, super neat. It's kind of good at abusing like a bad position almost as well. And I really love that about it. As for the evolutions though, unfortunately it's been pretty rough on them. I do see Vaporeon and Umbreon as having some initial viability though. Sylveon of course is going to be viable, especially without Clefable, but we'll get into that later. But when it comes to Vaporeon, I'm thinking probably like C plus tier. Again, there's not many waters for once in ever. There are still some, but you know, it has a niche with Wish just because it's pretty limited in the metagame. I will admit though, I think it's probably a step or two behind Cloyster in the C plus rank, but I definitely would rank it above more niche Pokemon like the two Fires. So that's a start there. Jolteon I'm putting in no tier because it's such a new Pokemon. And it has no niche. I mean, it does, it doesn't. You know, it's not worth using. It's so fragile, and it's nice with Terra Ice, but I wouldn't bother with it. I'll put it that way. Dragonite is going way up there. It's going to be our first Pokemon that is going to raise to A ranks, and it's going to go all the way up in A+, and for great reason. It's one of the best beneficiaries of Terrestrialization. Not only can it run Terra Normal to bolster Extreme Speed to Arceus normal levels, but on top of that, it could run something like Terra Fire or Terra Steel to get around coverage for it. For example, normally you see Fairy-type attacks from, like I say, a Sylveon, for example. Or you see ice type attacks from, let's say, an ice spinner coverage move, or an ice type, or you see dragon attacks from one of the slew of dragons that are viable in the dragon age super effectively, or even rock attacks. If you try to steal, you resist all of those essentially. It is a huge 180. You're basically losing a turn, and then you've got to switch out and go to something that hits super effective, using 2 turns in the face of a Dragonite that now has a 2 Dragon Dance up its belt and it retains its old stabs offensively. Pretty nuts. Or you go to normal route, which still lets you wall ghost types, which is awesome, especially with multi-scale. But on top of that, it boosts extreme speed, making it a really good anti-offensive option. Kind of pigeonholing you into using something like Scarf Goldango to revenge kill it if it's chipped with Make It Rain. And even then, if it gets a second Dragon Dance, you can forget about it. You're going to really need something like a Dondozo to keep it in check. Or a Ditto to potentially like re-revenge kill it and then start your own sweep, if you will. But yeah, no, Dragonite has really done well in the metagame. Boots plus multi-scale is also just a nice failsafe on offensive teams as well. So it's just really a great position for it right now. I don't see any place for Ampharos in the metagame, and I do see some place for Azumarill. I think it's probably B minus right now. It's strong. It's still pretty limited, unfortunately. I think I'm going to slot it in B for now. Again, water types, I feel like a lot of them just find a way to be viable right now just because they do cover a lot defensively. And they're also good Terra users as well. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of them in the future, of course. Obviously, Azumarill isn't going to be something I'm going to see in OU forever, but I can see it being around now, especially with limited decks, so that's cool for it. Espeon, I'm tilted by the fact that a lot of people think it's great. I think it's probably in like the top of no tier. Like if you use this, it does have a niche because of Magic Bounce, but it also Hatterene is better against hazards and status, Magic Bounce wise, and it's better offensively in terms of coverage. It really is just fast screen setter. I guess it could do a couple things offensively, but it really, you can do so much better. And if your team archetype is reliant on it, then you probably should reassess that. In my opinion. Next comes Umbreon. I actually think Umbreon, much like Vaporeon, has a pretty distinct niche as a Wish Patch user, albeit it's limited, but so many ghost types are good in this metagame, as we alluded to before. I actually will put it like kind of near the front of C+ right now. I could even see it knocking on B- before hitting back down to C. It's still limited. You're not going to see a ton of it, but I definitely think there is a home for Umbreon in OU right now. We're going to go on a list. You're going to see kind of a bunch of Shitmons, and then we're going to finally see Slowking. No, we're not putting it in no tier, don't worry. I actually think it's going to go all the way up and be our second Pokemon in the Grace. The A ranks in A-. So the thing with Slowking is that special defense really lends itself well to water types right now. That's why Vaporeon is in these, but more importantly, Slowking, especially with Chilly Reception, which lets it pivot around, is just awesome. It really pairs nicely with a handful of Pokemon. And I also think that if you can Terra Water with it, while you don't like terraing with your defensive Pokemon, suddenly it can check a Goldango or a Dragapult type of offense. It could withstand an assault from Chi-Yu. It also is able to set up Future Set and kind of sit all over Dondozo stall teams and just generate pressure for offensive Pokemon. I think it's an underrated concept. It even does well in things like Garganacl as well. It wishes it could run more of a mixed defense set in some matchups like Quaquaval, but truth be told, there is still some merit to it, and you can definitely see it being a very viable OU Pokemon moving forward. I do see long term maybe it falling into the B category, maybe even being a UU Pokemon, but I think it'll always have some degree of viability in the OU metagame, just given its profile relative to the Pokemon around it. Obviously, in a year that could change, but right now, it's good. Fortress is another Pokemon I want to put in the no tier. I get it, it provides some roll compression, but it never actually spins with all the ghost types, and the hazard setup can be done so much better by the slew of amazing spikers that got in the tier and other steel types. I know there aren't many of them. All have a better niche than it, though. Goldango is better steel type than it, for example. You see Iron Treads is much better than it. King Gambit, Scizor, all are Pokemon I'd rank somewhere in the A's, to go down the list. You see things like Oathworm, and even Iron Hands that I think are good. Magnezone is probably better than it even. And Fortress is just a really hard sell. I'd even rather use like Bronzong or Klefki than a Fortress right now, just because of its passivity, its clear predictability. It feels like it's really obvious what you're going to do with a Fortress, and being able to play around that is not something that would be hard to dispatch, for a real high level player. So it's just transparent about how I feel about that. Next up is Scizor, which I believe is going to be the third Pokemon we're going to find spotted in the A ranks. Admittedly, Scizor saw a more favorable metagame state earlier on before the first bans, where Fluttermane was, it would revenge kill. It felt like it was revenge kill everything with Bullet Punch, and it still is pretty good into offensive teams in my eyes, but I think it's more so A- than it would be, say, A or A plus right now, and that is a little unfortunate for it, because it really did seize the moment the first day, first week, but now it's starting to slow down, come back to normal. I could even see it eventually becoming more of a UU option. So that's pretty tough for it, but there is still a lot of merit there. Bullet Punch is awesome. It can Terra into normal for ghost types as well, and that also bolsters quick attack, which is awesome into things like Chi Yu. Dondozo obviously is going to settle over it, but it does have access to U-turn, I believe. It did lose some tools, Roost, knockoff, things like that. I think it gained close combat though, which is cool. And I guess Terra Blast with electric is deserving of some bit of a shout out to Corviknight. And also, again, the Terra Normal is nice, for the Volcaronas of the world, the Chi Yus of the world. Scale Ridge is pretty good into it too, though, I will say that. All quick attack normal is also good in the Quackle Ball, I suppose. But yeah, no, it limited but viable. And in a metagame that's more centralized right now, and having a distinct niche, that's worthy enough for A- in my opinion. Obviously, you can disagree. I think it'll probably end up in the B tiers once all said and done. Excuse me, Heracross. Spike's Moxie, I've seen it a couple times. I don't know. I think it's probably a tad above D tier, but I wouldn't rank it in the same level I would the Pledian Tauros Fire. So I think I'm probably going to leave it there for now. I could see it going D before any higher, though. It's very limited. I've not used it yet, truth be told, but I've seen maybe a half dozen of them, so it's cool. We're going to go Blissey now. Blissey is going to wane. Well, actually, it's funny because when I made my rank yesterday, I want to say I put it A-. Today, I'm actually going to put it in B+. It loses Heal Bell. Heal Bell is not actually a move that can be used on it. It's tough because you really like Heal Bell with Rest Talk Dondozo and to mitigate all the stats, but there is no Heal Bell in the game, so that definitely a limiting factor. I think Blissey, I had it in A, then I had an A-, and now I'm really okay. It's low B+ at best, so it's pretty limiting on it. You don't love to see that is for sure. We're gonna keep on going now. Give me 1 second, guys. Tyranitar. I think Tyranitar is actually not seeing much usage right now, truth be told. It's all a lot with the Houndstone stuff, obviously, but it's seen better days. I'll put it that way. We're gonna go ahead and put it in B. I think it's ahead of a Azumarill. Is it ahead of Slowbro? Yeah, I'm putting it ahead of both of them. Slowbro's pretty limited in my eyes, and there's a lot of competition there. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty conflicted on it. Sorry. Let's get some water. Let's keep on moving. How we doing? Gardevoir, I don't see it all. Oh, we skipped Pelipper. Actually, I think Rain fell to UU today as I'm recording this. But Pelipper is pretty solid. I'm probably going to do a video on tier shifts and post it before I post this. This is probably my Saturday video. I'll actually be celebrating 6 months with my girlfriend on Saturday. So I'll be out of Pokemon range for the majority of the day. We're going to a nice restaurant. I'm going to get dessert. It's going to be we can see New York City from where we're eating, so it's going to be nice. Which is going to be really fun. It has been some of the happier months of my life, and being able to share them not only with her, but also with you guys in the Pokemon front is just so awesome. Really humbled by all this great experience I'm getting in life right now. So, for occasions like that, I got to record ahead of time. I like normally recording day of just because so much is happening, things can change. But I don't think my tier lists are going to change too much in 2 days where I don't see any bans happening. But obviously, I could look back on this and it'll be cursed and I have to throw this out, or maybe you'll hear this and the ban will happen. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But this is Finch from the past. I've always found the concept of pre-recording to be pretty funny. I do like it though. I know everyone does it. So yeah. Again, Gardevoir. I don't think I can justify ranking right now. We don't have any fairies though, so it's interesting. Now here's a fun one. Masquerade's viable. Sticky Whip Setter. It's actually decent. It's not horrible. It serves a distinct niche early game. I'm probably gonna put C+ now. I think I want to put it ahead of both Wishers. Yeah, I'm gonna put it all the way at the top C+. Actually, I could even see it. I don't think it's quite on Gengar Chansey levels of those are good Pokemon, but they just face really stiff competition. Masquerade's a crap Pokemon, but it has its own niche. It kind of evens itself out in that regard, just because it does something unique. Whereas Gengar maybe doesn't provide that same premium. Breloom, it was really awesome day 1, but we've seen less and less rewards of Mach Punching, especially with Iron Bundle leaving the tier. So we're gonna probably put it in B plus for now. Yeah, I think it goes probably ahead of Blissey though, behind Ditto. Yeah, that's where I'll put it. It's fine. Alright, so we're making some progress. We're just kidding. We're not really making as much progress as it like. We're at what, 15 minutes, 20 minutes already. Jeez. Okay, let's move the pace up a tad here. So no, I'm not gonna rank Shroomish. Obviously, no slacking. Not regular Hariyama. No Sableye. You can make an argument for that in Hariyama, probably Metacham as well, but I'm not going to even bother with them. They're not something I would rank personally. Yeah, no, I don't think I am. Camera Up, definitely not. I've not even seen it. Torkoal, though. Some teams are solid right now, in my opinion. I think it's probably worthy of like B or B plus, actually, you know. Just go all the way. This is when it gets annoying. We have gone through like the first screen worth of things, which is cool. We're gonna go B with it. Yeah, B. I'm gonna actually put it ahead of Azumarill and Slowbro. Yeah, I think it's gonna go ahead of the others, but behind Tyranitar. I think that's the most fair for it. Yeah, I don't think that Sun is quite at sand levels, which is funny, but I think that it might have gotten used more in the first month, which is funny. But also the photosynthesis, especially day one with Fluttermane, was kind of crazy. So yeah. Anyway. Sorry about that. Let's keep going. Okay. So now, no Altaria, no Grumpig, no Cacturns, no Seviper or Zangoose or Whiscash. A lot of unviable Pokemon, no Tropius or Banette. No Glalie, Luvdisc either. Salamence, yeah. It's tough though because it faces a lot of competition, but it can run a utility set, nice special attacking prowess. Kind of just a dragon type Iron Juglius with slower, slightly lesser stats, but maybe better defensive profile to intimidate. I'll put it at the top of D rank for now. Feels like more like a UU mainstay like last generation, but he definitely is going to have like some slight niche in OU, if you will. Staraptor is going to be next. I'm going to put it in no tier. Personally, I think that like a lead final Gambit variant or like a Scarf or Band variant would be okay, but Corviknight I feel like it's on every other team. Goldengo was as well, so it needs to run Terra, and you can just make better use of your Terra. It also just is comical because it's like always a UUBL Pokemon, so I think putting it in no tier is pretty emblematic of its viability. I'm actually going to put it first in it just because it suits it so well. Obviously no Kricketune, Luxray, Vespiquen, but Floatzel, my guy after Pachirisu, which also now, Floatzel, if you didn't see, I uploaded a video using it in OU. Wave Crash, pretty strong, I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like it. Unfortunately, you know, it's still Dondozo is kind of dispatched of it pretty quickly. Yeah, I'll put it above Heracross, why not? But like in the right matchup, it is like viable at least. It has like a high upside, but very low downside. It doesn't do anything defensively. It does rely on a choice band a lot and rain support. And there are other like rain Pokemon, like Barraskewda, for example. So we're gonna leave it here for now. Obviously, that can change in the future, though. So we'll see. Gastrodon, C plus. It's nice because it gets water absorbed, and it also has electric immunity. So like it fulfills some decent niches in my opinion. But also, I kind of view it as a step behind Vaporeon just because it doesn't have Wish. It's obviously limited in terms of what it can do as well without Scald, so you kind of wish you had a more proactive Gastrodon like prior generations, and you don't have it, so that's obviously rough. We are getting into the core generation of 4 Pokemon, though. Unfortunately, part of those core generation 4 Pokemon, as I rhyme again for some reason, is not Drifloon or Mismagius. May Fluttermane rest in peace, nor Honchkrow or Skuntank as well. Bronzong, you could justify it in the same kind of lens you could Salamence, in that there are more premier steel types, but it has a distinct enough niche that you can justify it. I'm going to put it in D right behind Arcanine. But it still gets rocks and whatnot, so it's kind of great for it. But again, it is still limited in scope. You have to be cognizant of that when proceeding, of course. Garchomp is phenomenal, though. Lead sets with spikes is great. It kind of redefines itself. I don't see as many swords in it sets, although I was kind of hoping it retained Scale Shot, and it just didn't, which is unfortunate. But it's nice seeing Spike's Garchomp really get away. So it's going to be our 4th A-rank Pokemon. I'm putting it squarely in the middle of A. I kind of see it and Glamora as 2 premier early game leads on offensive teams, but Garchomp also has a nice niche on bulky teams as well, be it as a potential breaker or as a hazard entry setter as well, while providing electric immunity and a crucial resistance to fire. It can also be as a couple Terra types as well, which is cool on that. We showcased on the Rain team from Lily, the Floatzel team we alluded to before, so you check that video if you haven't seen it yet. Hippowdon, much like Tyranitar, kind of been underwhelming. I'm actually going to put it behind Torkoal, I think, but I think it kind of belongs still in that same tier, same vicinity, if you will. just because it is a decent weather setter, which, you know, it's seen at least some usage, some viability. You know what? I can even consider seeing it in B-, but I think for now, I'm going to put it right behind Torkoal, and it'll kind of bring my memory back for later if I want to rearrange them, and maybe I just like it as is. We'll see. No Toxicroak. Obama Snow. Kind of polarizing generation for it, truth be told. There's been some changes. Boosts are still there for it, though. I'm going to put it in... D for now. I'm actually gonna bump up Salamence. Yeah, I'm gonna bump up Salamence, and I'm gonna put it in C. In D. I just think it's a step below. I'm actually gonna put it. Yeah, I'm gonna put it ahead of Bronzong. I can't. I know. I think that's fair. Yep. Definitely a mixed deck of cards for it. A mixed hand, if you will. That's not the same. You know what I mean? Well, Weavile. Weavile is tough because it's Chien-Pao inferior. I kind of want to upload a video using both of them like as like a family almost. If you want to see that with Chien-Pao plus Weavile plus Sneasel on the same team and like below ladder, let me know. I might be able to get that out next week. If you don't, or you're not watching at this point, then tough luck. You won't let me know. But if I get enough people tell me to use Weavile plus Chien-Pao plus Sneasel on the same team for a video, you bet I'll do it. So here's your chance if you're still watching 26 minutes in. Let me know if you want to see that. Or if you don't want to see it and you want to see something else, let me know as well. We're getting into Magnezone territory. It's a steel type that isn't really a steel type. I know it is, and it traps other steel types, but like it doesn't have the defensive profile, recovery, the intrinsic special bulk, if you will, to really abuse the resistances. It feels like, how did Grimer get here? What was supposed to be here? Oh boy. Am I missing something in B-? I don't think so. Gengar's there, right? Yeah, I want to put this, put it behind Gengar for now. Yeah, why not? I don't think it's that great. I haven't seen much of it at all. Galliard actually has that ability to make it stronger. I'll give that to merit. I could also see Leafeon having an outside argument for D. Yeah, I'm going to leave it in D. Behind K9, I think. Yeah, it's fine. Nothing crazy. Nothing substantial. Lucario... I can see Lucario as well. I guess it kind of feels like these are all like D-rank Pokemon. Like, you know, they've got like a distinct enough niche to like be ranked. I've seen them a couple times on the ladder, but nothing crazy. I'll put it right ahead of the other fighter because it's just like slightly better Pokemon in my eyes. Rotom forms, Water and Heat, really all I've seen. Truth be told, I haven't seen any Frostlass, by the way. I feel like with Spikes it might have a niche, but I don't know. And with Spikes getting more distribution, that probably hurt it. I think Rotom's gonna be the 5th Pokemon to be an A rank. I don't know why I'm counting all of them, to be honest with you, but I think it's A-, probably ahead of Slowking. But not quite ahead of Scizor. Maybe even ahead of Scizor. Yeah, I'm gonna put it ahead of Scizor. It does lose Pain Split in Defog, which kind of sucked, but it still has a nice offensive profile, Wisp, nice immunities, you know. It can check some things. It could really abuse it game flow wise as well. Status is lame for it, though I will give you that much. In Rotom Heat, you know, kind of same boat. Boots are... Oh, no, I'm not going to bring Zoroark up. My Zoroark is not a Rotom Heat. Rotom Heat, you know, Boots are obviously a saving grace for it, but even then, while it has a nice, unique typing, I can't see it above, like, C+, B- here. I'll put it below its fellow electric type Magnezone for now, just because of its nice, unique defensive typing, which can allow for it to check a number of things. Earthquake immunity is such a vital part of its viability as well, because it's limited to those in the metagame, but also the ability of that coverage to pretty much everything besides like Gastrodon or Garchomp is super neat as well. Using it in the right context can definitely provide a premium both offensively and defensively. It's just that priemium is pretty limited in each face of competition, and you only know every team and so on and so forth. Crook, I haven't really seen any Crook. I'm going to leave it off for now. Maybe I come back to that. Gothitelle, obviously not Shadow Type Band, and Sawsbuck, hell no. But Amoonguss and Alomomola, the 2 regenerators, are both going to find themselves way up there in the rankings, especially Amoonguss. Amoonguss is pretty solid right now. Like, I think it's like A tier, and like low A tier at that. It's going to join Garchomp there, but like it's just kind of that defensive glue phase of Amoonguss right now. Very viable. Terra Water also helps to totally change it. You can do that into like an Ice type or a Fire type and just suddenly get a free Spore off. Sleep in general, status in general is pretty awesome right now too. Sludge Bomb Poison goes a long way. Foul Play for the right physical attackers can go hand in hand with otherwise passive approach into that Amoonguss would have besides Spore, so that helps increase its viability as well, bolstering its offensive presence. Alomomola is okay, I guess. I guess I'll put it like B- to like Chansey and other Wish Passers, or maybe C+, so it'll fit. Because it gets Regenerator, but... Yeah, but I'm put it around Gyarados, you know. Why not? Haxorus, I guess C, C+. I don't know. It's okay. It's strong. It's actually pretty good with Terra. You kind of wish it had a second typing to give it some more resistances, but it is what it is. It is Dragon after all, you know. There's not much I could do. I think I'll even put it ahead of Gastron just to distinct between the two waters. You know, I'm actually going to put it behind Gastron. I changed my mind. It's still a Haxorus after all. You know, Bisharp outclassed, of course. Not reckoning the Braviaries or Beartic or Cryogonal. I can see Cryogonal a little bit, not really. Volcarona, Hydreigon. Even halfway. Oh man, we're getting close. We're in Generation 5 Pokemon, so like we're over halfway through the pre-gen Pokemon, and then of the Pokemon generation, it's still pretty limited in terms of what's fully evolved. So we're getting there. We're hoping to get this under an hour. Oh man, excuse me. Dragon and Volcarona, both up together. Why not? So we're facing like late game Generation 5 Buzz all over again. Yeah, give me a second here. Sorry guys, I told you, you're going to start to see me struggle as the video lapses. And that is justifiably so. Volcarona, it's pretty tough. I want to say A-. I could be sold on A. Like mid A- right now. Yeah. It's good with Quiver Dance, of course, and Terra. It does nicely with. I'll put it ahead of. Yeah, I'll put it right behind its fellow bug in Scizor. That's for sure. Hydreigon, different story. I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't know. Yeah, it's tough. Sorry. I don't know where I want to put Hydreigon because like I don't really use it or see it, but like it's probably viable. I guess like C or D. I don't know. It feels weird putting Hydreigon that low, but like also it's still Hydreigon. Man, like it's such a limited dex though. I don't know. Where did I even put Hydreigon? Where did I drag him? Oh, there he goes. Yeah, I'll put him in C. Put him above Salamence, I guess. Kind of two confusing dragons right now. Man, I don't know. Like, is it weird we've got Floatzel and a Tauros form ahead of Hydreigon? Can't be what Game Freak envisioned, I'll tell you that much. No Pyroar, no Pavilion, oh, kind of cute. No Dragology, you can kind of convince me with that, and Florges. I much prefer Sylveon and Florges, I'll admit that. Go-Go is not viable. Avalugg is surprisingly viable. I'm going to probably put it in C. It's not really nice with Terra Fighting Body Press. Does mad damage, slips some weaknesses as well. Neutralizes opposing fighting too. Yeah, I'd probably like put it in like high C. Put it in the front of C. Yeah, I'll put it in the front of C. Yeah, I think that's the most fair. Sorry guys, just a lot more thinking. We're getting further down. Processing. Talonflame, D rank maybe? Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's fast. It still has some nice moves, but pretty limited. I almost can justify putting it in no tier just because I feel like I see things like, oh my god, I gotta use Smogon Bird, and it's like, not really. Put this ahead. Yeah, we kind of see the two like fringe like NU tier from last generation fires when the Dex comes out, in Arcanine and Talonflame down there. But yeah, no, it's fine. I haven't seen any Mimikyu at all. I haven't seen a Passimian or Serena. I can see Mimikyu being fringe viable. Palosand, I feel is hard against all the other ground types. No Omikorio. Lycanroc, I haven't seen either, nor Gumshoes. Gumshoes awful. Lycanroc maybe has some sort of weirdness. Mudsdale, hard to say. No Bruxis, no Crabominable or Lurantis as well. Dreadnought, I could probably see viable as Rain, but I also haven't like seen it at all, so hard to say. None of Greedent either. Barraskewda and Rain as a whole, I think we'd probably just put it with Pelipper like last year. So I have seen a lot less Barraskewda than Pelipper, but I feel like it has to be decent, right? Right? I mean, I think so. Maybe I'll put it a tier below. Like, where's Pelipper right now? Pelipper's B+. I'll put it in B above Tyranitar just so that Rain is a little better than Sand in my opinion. Yeah, I think that's the most fair way to go about it. Okay. Now we're getting into like newer generation Pokemon, as you can see. So yeah, again, no Clawitzer. Klefki and Hawlucha we can probably rank, I'd say. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, I guess Klefki's like C plus or C minus. Yeah, I think like C. I don't think I have a C minus, honestly. Scrolling these Pokemon is gonna be the end of me. Putting like the bottom of C. It's got spikes, it's got trick. I guess that's enough. With Prankster, cool. Hawlucha though, twofold. First and foremost, Hawlucha is the only defogger that cannot be blocked. Mold Breaker defog Hawlucha is like legit with like Chansey and some things that are hazard weak, like Dondozo. On stall, Mold Breaker lets it defog into good as gold, so it's pretty cool. It still has Hawlucha offensively as well, you know, with sweeping. I'm gonna go ahead and put it in B plus actually. I think it'll put it right behind Blissey for now. But it does kind of validate things like Chansey, Dondozo, etc., which we'll get into later. More so, Noivern, I don't think I'm going to rank it. I don't think I did yesterday. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I recall talking about it in my head. Sylveon, though. Oh, yeah. Sylveon and Toxapex definitely going to get ranked here. Not Gabite. Sylveon and Toxapex. There we go. I hate this dead time where I got like scroll the Pokemon. But like you guys know, it's just part of the game. It's part of the game. Alright, we're getting all the way up. All the way up. Good song. Good song. Sylveon. I'm gonna say like maybe B plus, maybe B. I'll put it ahead of right behind Blissey actually. I think the pink bonds kind of fit, and then Pex probably A minus, maybe B plus. It's not very good. It's worse than Slowking in my opinion. Like the last generation by the way, worse than Slowbro last generation. It loses Scald, loses Knock, loses Recovered PP. I'm just not a big fan of Pex honestly. It's not as good, not as impressive. Toxic Spike's still great. Toxic still helpful, but nah, it's just not really that great. Slazzle probably can justify some niche, but no. Why am I going backwards? I feel like I skipped those Pokemon initially. That's probably why. Sorry about that. If so, I went a little backwards there. Corviknight is next. Yeah. You can probably A plus rank, maybe A rank. I think I'm gonna go A plus for now. It is our 6th Pokemon in that A rank. I'm going to put it behind that for now. Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a ton of Corviknight. It's really the primary defogger in the tier. It's not great. I don't love it personally. I haven't used much of it, but it definitely fits on a lot of teams. It's very good. So, understandably so. No Phalanx, no Toxtricity Steel. You can probably justify it. No Copper in the Jaw. No Colossal or Sandaconda. Indeedee, yeah. Alongside Pinkerton just because of the terrains. And I'm not saying all those other Pokemon look better or worse and stuff, but just in terms of fit, you know, niche, you know, it's because you can only use something if it's the best Pokemon in its role. You can't really use something that's like directly outclassed, wholly outclassed. So it kind of like makes it awkward. Because like, there's some 7 out of 10 Pokemon that, like Gengar for example, that suffer a ton because of 9 or 10 out of 10 Pokemon that kind of suffocate. I'm not trying to move Gengar. I'm trying to Pinkerton. There we go. I accidentally moved Zangoose. Probably gonna put these two together. I think probably C plus is emblematic of it where it is. I've actually seen a decent amount of terrain teams, so why not? I'll put them in Sticky Webs right at the top of C plus. I think for now, yeah. You know, I'm actually gonna put Masquerain ahead of Indeedee. I think Indeedee might be the better outright Pokemon, but it does lose some things this generation, and Sticky Webs is helpful. So yeah, I don't see as many Psychic Terrain teams as I do Sticky Web teams. It's kind of where I'm at right now. We're getting down the list here. I think we're probably like 35 minutes, 38 minutes. Okay. Again, we're not going to rank any Ubers, so Palafin, no. We're not going to be ranking, whatchamacallit, Houndstone either, nor are we going to be ranking the other two things that have been banned, which would be, I'm trying to find them here, Fluttermane, nor Iron Bundle. Yep. So yeah, but now we're getting down to new Pokemon, kind of. Grimmsnarl is very much viable right now. Move it up. We'll move Hatterene up as well. I've actually seen these two used quite a bit. So yeah, Hatterene is kind of an anti-lead, whereas Grimmsnarl is a screens lead of its own. Hatterene is also cool. You know, it's got like the nice psychic fairy fire coverage, which, you know, in the Heatranless metagame is pretty damn awesome. Calm Mind up and it becomes a major threat. It goes like Terra into flying in resistant things like Earthquake, you know, Gurdig into Garchomp. Oh, that's cool. And also, you just Terra into Steel or one of its stabs or fire as well. Hatterene are actually pretty high on it. I think it's probably like B rank, which might be one of the highest things you've seen since like earlier Generation 8, which is always cool. I'm actually going to put it ahead of Slowbro even. Don't put a head of Hippowdon. No, I'm gonna leave the weather guys together. And Grimmsnarl, I'm actually gonna. I think I got OU by usage, honestly. I'm actually gonna put it in like B plus or A minus. Yeah, screens are awesome right now. I'm gonna put it like right behind Rain and Ditto, or maybe I'm gonna put it ahead of Ditto behind Rain. Yep, that'll do the trick there. Screens are pretty dope. Parting shots helpful for it as well. Feels like stab mons, honestly, if you know the reference. Poltergeist, I guess D rank. We'll move it up alongside a couple other Pokemon. Dragapult's right up. Yep. Yeah, Scarlet. We'll start talking Generation 9 Pokemon. Yeah. All the way up. All the way up. All the way up. All the way up. Okay, cool. So Poltergeist is probably going to be D rank for now. Nothing crazy, but it does have its stat niche. Pult, we're going to go all the way up to S with though. It's the first S rank Pokemon for me. It's just really freaking good. It can run Specs, it can run Bandit, it can run Wispex, or even other sets as well. I'm sure it can probably run setup sets or subsets. It pivots all around. Great user of Terra for both its own benefit, offensively and even defensively potentially as well. Boots, choice items. It does everything and so fast naturally. It really fits into this kind of turbulent metagame. As for Scarda, it's just okay, I guess probably like B minus or C plus. Protein nerf hurts it a little bit, admittedly. I haven't really seen many good things from it at all, honestly. I guess I'll put it in B for now. I'll put it behind the weather Pokemon in Hatterene and Slowbro, but I'll put it ahead of Azumarill. I guess that's kind of a fair compromise how I see it. And what else was I moving up in the world here? I felt like there was another Pokemon I was moving up. Crud. I bet I'm looking at it right now. Scanning it through the rows. I don't see it. Is it further down here? It wasn't Zoroark. I got it here before. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh no. Like what was before it? No, I moved Poltergeist, I moved Dragapult, I moved Scarlet. That's what it was. Okay, I moved all three. Let's talk about the other two starters. Let's move Skelridge and Quaquaval up so we can talk about them. Let's talk about them while we're moving up, actually. Skelridge, Unaware, is awesome on it. It loves using Terra Fairy, which kind of flips it defensively, so it can get like a free Will-O-Wisp or Torch Song as well. Also run Hex with the Ghost Stab, which is pretty cool. It does get Recovery, so I think it's like a really nice defensive presence with Boots. I definitely think there's some viability there. It's not just like a ladder toy. I'd say it's even like A minus tier. I'm actually doing a decent job integrating starters this generation. I'm actually gonna put it right ahead of Pex just to say, hey, Game Freak picked a starter this generation better than Toxpex. And Quaquaval, not that far behind either. We saw it really smash on that Rain team in my last live. And truth be told, it does have a good place in the metagame now that Palafin is banned. It's not great, but I'm gonna go ahead and limit and say B plus for now. Not crazy. Yeah, B plus. I'm gonna put it right around Braylon. I think the two fighters here, they belong together. I think that's emblematic of where it belongs, I'd say. Let's keep going. No for Chunker or the new Dunsparce. The bug. Do I want to rank the bug? I guess like B minus or C plus. Yeah, why not? I guess I rank both bugs. Yeah. It's hard. They don't really stand out a ton to me. Kind of want to put them both in the C rank and just see where they go. I've seen a lot of low kicks, honestly. I don't think it's like stand out good. And then the spider, it's okay, I guess. I don't know. I'm not really big on either of these Pokemon. I don't even really have much of fond memories. I haven't used either. So it's tough, being pretty limited. I'm gonna put I'm just gonna put them both into C for now. I'll put them both ahead of Klefki though, and that'll be all she wrote, I guess. Yeah, I think that's fair. Pretty half-assed ranking. Obviously, can't rank everything well. Stoner's gone. Houndstone's gone. Espathra is taking the metagame by storm. It's an A+ Pokemon for me. Terra, one of the best Terra abusers. Stirred Power Speed Boost is so awesome as well. It's just really like kind of this win condition you want to use Terra with. It's like one of the best abusers. I think it really kind of embodies why the mechanic might end up getting some suspect attention as well. I'm going to put it behind Corviknight, but it does deserve some love. It's right now the fourth best. It's not going to end fourth best. It's on the top 10 or so. So yeah. funny I say that because like we're all the way in the modern generation well into their decks, and I'm saying top 10 or so. That means like we're gonna end up seeing 4 or 5 more Pokemon in the top 10 out of the last half of the new generation decks. It just shows how power crept this is this generation in my eyes. We're not gonna be seeing the Weird Dog Trio. We are gonna be seeing the Dondozo rank though. Let's just see this ranked and this ranked eventually, so we'll move them up, I suppose. Yeah, I'll move them up together. But in terms of Dondozo, you know, unaware, it's just a great wall. It's really good against offense this generation. I mean, it's one of the few things that can wall like a boosting Dragonite regardless of the Terra type. Obviously, the vulnerability to hazards can suck, and the lack of like a recover stock off can suck. You can kind of bait around it a little bit, but also there's only so much you can do. It's really good into weather teams as well, and just given the time resistances. I've seen Terra Fighting on it, I've seen Terra Normal on it, I've seen Terra Fairy on it. I'm not sure what the go-to is right now. I think it's probably like an A or an A+ Pokemon. The lack of Heal Bell and Blissey, the new Discovery, does limit it on stall, but it's still pretty good regardless of the fact. As for the Fire Grass type, I really love its design. We saw Joey use it to some success. I still think it's pretty limited. I'm going to say C+ for now, just because it's got a nice offensive profile. Put it ahead of these 3 behind the Wishpasser, Umbreon, in the sticky guys, and then I'll put and I've seen this, it's been annoying with Harvest, but I don't really think it's very viable. It feels like low D rank at best. I don't know, I'll probably use Noon Viable, but I'll leave it in ranked for now. Alright, so we've got this mother, he doesn't deserve to be ranked. We got Earthworm, we'll talk about ranking him. Sedatin and Mouse I'll drag up as well. Mouse is not great, but Sedatin's kind of cool. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. We'll get the back Excalibur in a bit. I'm supposed to move these 4 up now. I know, again, half the video is just me moving things up these rankings. Tier Maker is such an awesome resource, but I wish I could like edit things a little more without like having to find new images and crap. Obviously, that's more so my laziness than it is their problem. They do a great job, and I just want to say thank you to the guys over there at Tier Maker. Move like this, it'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. This is not viable. I'm just putting it no. It doesn't belong, but like it's been discussed. It's been used so much in ladder. But Earthworm with Earth Eater is so cool in my eyes. I'm actually thinking like B+ on it. It does get some nice utility moves, and Shed Tail is obviously awesome. So yeah, B+ behind the Hawlucha, and then finally also we're going to be ranking Sedatin and Mouse, I guess. I'll put Sedatin in C rank and Mouse in D rank. Mouse really shouldn't be ranked, but I digress. We see it so much usage-wise, and everyone loves the moves it gets, and it's like a mascot Pokemon. I'm going to put it at the bottom of D rank, I guess, or another new Pokemon. Just like, yeah, we'll list them because they're new. Why not? Excalibur, Cyclizar, Palmont, obviously going to be ranked, as well as Kilowattrel. We'll get to that in a bit. Let's start with these 3 for now. No, we'll group it with Kilowattrel. Why not? Yeah, Kilowattrel is like a pretty cool design in my opinion. It's kind of like a weird glass cannon Zapdos with speed. Obviously you lose out on some coverage, but it's still pretty cool. It's nice with Terra as well. I definitely really like its offensive profile in this metagame, but it is also a little reliant on accuracy, which I don't love at the moment. I get burnt by that a lot. So yeah, you kind of give and take with it, you know. And then Palmont, I don't know how the hell I'm going to rank it because Revival Blessing still isn't implemented properly. It actually did get implemented on PS today as I'm saying this, but it's still not entirely proper, so that's kind of tough. Excalibur, I'm thinking B+, maybe A- on it. It's pretty strong. It's an interesting speed tier as well. I'm gonna go ahead and say B+ for now. Yeah, ahead of these. Yeah, why not? I think that's fair for it. Cyclizar, I'm gonna put in A+. Shed Tail, obviously awesome pivot. It's a great supporter. So yeah, I'm gonna put it behind the Turkey for now. I just think the Turkey's kind of busted. Not gonna lie. Palmont. I don't know where to rank it because like I don't know what Revival Blessing's deal on PS is gonna be. I'm gonna put it in D for now, but it's kind of like a TBD, like not really a DD. I don't know. So we're just gonna assume it's not working right now because I haven't played with it working. And then last but not least, Kilowattrel. I'm actually gonna put in like B- to C+. It's definitely like viable. It's just not great. Oh, that's Sableye, not Kilowattrel. Yeah, B- is fine with that. And I'll put it like next to the other electric. I'm actually gonna put it ahead of both of them because I do see it more. But it's kind of like a fringe electric territory, if you will. You know, behind the Rotom Washes of the world. Probably behind Iron Hands as well. Electric types are definitely underrepresented in this metagame, though, so they do deserve some love. You know, same with Iron Tar as well, which we'll get to in a bit. Oh boy, gotta stretch my legs a little bit. We're getting the stretch run, guys. Don't you worry. We're not gonna rank Flamigo. Garganacl is great. Glamora is great. One of these. Okay, we're getting to some serious hitters, so we're gonna go to those in a bit. So let's just talk about Garganacl. Really hard to kill, you know, between its ability, and you know, potentially running a set that bolsters its defense. Bypass is strong, you know, you really gotta hit it hard and hit it quickly to get rid of it. Salt is obviously, you know, a unique characteristic. I definitely really treasure its offensive presence in this metagame. I don't see it as being like a metagame defining threat right now, but it obviously can get there. I'm saying it's somewhere in the A ranks for sure. I'm gonna say A for now, maybe A minus eventually. I don't think it's like broken, but it's like really good. I'm gonna put it right behind Amoonguss here for now. And Glamora, kind of with Garchomp, in that it's a great early game Pokemon. I think Garchomp's a little more viable. I think they're both A rank though, much like Garganacl. I'm gonna put it right behind Garchomp for now. Obviously, it can change. I felt like we saw Glamora everywhere for the first like week, and we're starting to see it a little less, but still, more of the spin's awesome. Poison status early game awesome. You know, gets access to all the hazards. It's really awesome lead Pokemon, but you know, its profile is a tad on the limited side overall. But we're really getting in depth of it now. You know, we're gonna move Goldengo up. We're gonna move both Iron Tusk up. Where did I put Goldengo? Iron Tusk is gonna go up, and Iron Shreds is gonna go up. These are like all like solidified A Pokemon. And Brute Bonnet, we're gonna rank. It's not gonna be very high. We're gonna rank it nonetheless. So yeah, that's cool. Let's talk Brute Bonnet first. We'll move that up. Yeah, it's gonna be like I want to say C tier, maybe C plus. C plus. I don't know. I'm conflicted because it's not really that great in my eyes. But it's viable. I saw Blunder use it, which was cool. I don't know what to do with that. It's tough. Sorry. I'm thinking here big time. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna put it in C plus. Yeah, I think C plus is fine. I'm gonna put it like ahead of the Waters. I'll put it with the other Grass Buddy. Why not? Yeah, sure, that'll work. Put it right ahead of it. Yeah, why not? Behind Umbreon. That's fitting. Okay, we got like a full C rank. We gotta avoid putting more Pokemon there. Maybe distribute it out more. Now we got like 3 of the best Pokemon in the metagame. 2 like all metagame staples tier. Where did I move it? Where did I go? Where'd it go? Oh, it's got there. Okay. Right here, the 2 Donphan guys, and Goldengo as well joins the party. This is gonna be big. So Tusk and Shred, you know, they're 2 of the real staple ground types metagame that got added to Donphan Pokemon. Donphan lovers are really like super happy that these Pokemon kind of revitalizing its image and OU even aren't the same thing necessarily. You know, obviously in Headlong Rush, you know, Ice Spinner, Rapston Rocks, you know, knockoff is one of them as well. You know, a lot of utility there. Leftovers can run Assault Vest, can run all sorts of crap. I'd say that it's still pretty balanced, but like it's still really good. Like it's just epitome of like a really good but not broken Pokemon, basically. Tusk is definitely A plus. I don't know if Treads is A plus or I. I think I'm probably gonna do Tusk is gonna be A plus ahead of Cyclizar. Yeah, you know, Tusk is gonna be like right ahead of Corviknight in my eyes, whereas Treads is gonna be A, like high A, or maybe the top of A. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Like right ahead of Dondozo, right behind Dondozo. No, do I want to put Chomp though? I don't know. Yeah, you know, I think because they kind of all do serve that purpose. They can. I think that Treads does other things, whereas Garchomp and Glamora are limited to early games. So I'm gonna put them ahead, and I'm gonna leave a Pokemon between them as well, and put it ahead of Dondozo too. Perfect. And then where is Goldengo? Goldengo is gonna be the first Pokemon in S rank because it's the best Pokemon in the tier right now. Shouldn't really be surprising to anyone who's been following. Goldengo runs a really awesome Scarf set. With like access to Trick and then Make It Rain plus Shadow Ball. Awesome strength for a Scarfer, and its speed tier allows it to be fast enough with that Scarf. And then it could also run like in the last spot, Focus Blast, Terra Fighting to get things like Chien-Pao, Tyranitar. I run Nasty Plot for the tricks, really mess with bulkier teams. It does well against like Dondozo, so Unaware can't stop that necessarily unless you run other Brown Blob, Cloudzyre, which can. You can run Air Balloon Nasty Plot as well, which can suddenly make it so the ground moves can't touch it, and it also makes it really good into the ground Donphan Glone's Tuscan. I guess if they like knockoff, treads. So yeah, they can block the spin. And its ability blocks defog from Corviknight, which is just so huge. It makes spikes so prevalent in the metagame. That's why we see things like Garchomp with spikes like being so common. And we're seeing other spikers as well all over the place. Metagame really focusing on this concept, if you will, of Spike Stack plus Goldengo. Goldengo's defensive and offensive utility. It also is a steel type in the metagame that is greatly lacking steel types. And why we see Corviknight ranked, Treads ranked high as well, Sizzle ranked high as well. We're seeing a steel type all over there, but then suddenly we don't see any until the bottom of B plus in Oathworm, and then we don't see any in B rank, and then we go all the way to Magzone, which, as it was before, more of a fraudulent steel. None in C plus rank, and then we go down to freaking Klefki and Bronzong and Lucario. These Pokemon you don't really see as OU conventional steel types, and then Fortress all the way down there. So yeah, definitely a dire lack of steel types, and we'll get to Cam Gambit in a minute at least. It's gonna be helpful. Shocker, why not? Is Screamtail viable? I guess. I don't think so. Maybe like D rank. These are Pokemon I'm not super comfortable with yet. I'll be the first to admit. Where did I put Shocker? Where did I put it? Oh boy, I can't find it. You guys see it? You can't tell me if you see it anyway. You're watching this after the fact. That's tough. Let's just do a Screamtail right now. That's fine. Yeah, Screamtail is gonna be fine. And put it in D rank. Why not? D rank's kind of full though. Honestly, the mouse isn't truly viable. Screw it. It does belong here. Screamtail can go. Yeah, Screamtail can go here. Sure, why not? Honestly, Abomasnow I'm not even feeling like ranked. I don't know. The D rank and the no rank are kind of like, just don't use these Pokemon unless, like, obviously if they're your favorite Pokemon, you want to try a strategy around them, go for it. 100% use them. But like, if you're trying to play super try hard mode, don't use them basically. Where did I put the Shocker? The two steel him. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. He's gonna be viable, I think. I've seen it like 8 or 9 times now, maybe 9 or 10 times now today alone, and I've played like 50, 60 games today, so it's a good usage. But like overall, I've seen it like a couple more handful of times as well. I'm gonna say I kind of like it in C rank. I'm gonna move Agalug up to C plus rank, and then I think I like Masquerain in B minus because webs are really good. Yeah, I think that's kind of fitting. I'm actually gonna move Agalug like ahead of like. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I just want to move Exorus down honestly as well. I kind of want to keep a full row. I think that's kind of like my natural barrier for these sub ranks. So yeah, we're gonna have to move some of these up and down and around. We'll make it work. All right, so we got the Slitherwing, we got the Roaring Moon. Obviously, we can't rank Flutterman. It's Uber. We got the Iron Moth, and we'll save the other irons for later. Let's go these 3 right now. So Slitherwing is strong. I also like how it uses Terrestrialization offensively, but it is slow. It normally uses a Choice Band in my experience, so it's good. It's not great. I haven't seen a ton of it. I do think it's viable though. Probably somewhere in the low B ranks, maybe high C ranks. Maybe like B minus. I think. Yeah, let's go B minus on it. We're gonna rank it B minus. I'm gonna put it ahead of Masquerain. Behind the Electrics. I'm gonna put it ahead of the Electrics too, actually. Yeah, screw it. It's not gonna be broken or anything close to that. Roaring Moon, A plus for sure in my eyes. Maybe even argue for S, but it's like one of the best Terra users with Dragonite. I think it's right up there. Put it ahead of these two behind Corviknight. I'm actually gonna put it ahead of the spot 3. It's kind of similar in how they function with Terra in my eyes, but Roaring Moon is just a better overall Pokemon, and then Iron Moth is probably like A minus. Maybe A, probably A minus. It's very strong offensively. It's a little fragile though. I'm gonna put it here. I'm putting it in the top. Yeah, it's fine. I do think there's a decent distance between A and A minus though. Like Garganacl is just so good. Amoonguss is a metal staple. Same with Glamora and Garchomp. And then like A minus gets some more fringe options, but still good ones. I think Skelridge is probably a little better than Slowking too. I'm gonna move Skelridge up there. It's fine. Even above Volcarona, it's fine. Yeah, okay, that's more fair. I do see it a lot in the ladder. It's pretty solid. Everything's still tentative, subject to change. Iron Hand's kind of mediocre. I'm pretty high on Iron Jugulius, not sure how to pronounce it. Iron Jug, Iron Man, and Iron Treads is viable as well. These two are obviously Gunners, and then we'll Iron Violet. So we're just gonna go 4 Iron Pokemon. Yeah, screw it. We had to get to them, so why not? Move them all up, all the way up. All the way up. Doo, doo, doo. You know that song? Used to be a hit, man. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. I'm all the way up. Okay, sorry. I told you there was gonna be some awkward moments where I'm just like making sure I focus on clicking the right Pokemon to scroll up and not wasting all your time, wasting my time. It's already 10:39 on Thursday night. I'm recording this, so it's probably come out Saturday morning, if I had to guess. And I got another video to record on this on YouTube stats, so on usage stats. See, on YouTube stats. Oh boy, the stats that you guys give me. Oh man. All right, so it's gonna go B- rank, I think. Put it like above Alomola, I think, yeah. Iron Jugulius would be plus rank. I think it's better, but I don't know where the hell I don't have a place for this. I guess I do a top of B. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's more like it. Iron Valiant is like really good, but like, is it A plus or A? I think I'm gonna put it like low A plus, or maybe high A. I'm putting low A plus. Screw it. And then I don't know about Iron Hand. I don't know about Tyranitar. Like, I guess B minus, B. I'm gonna go B. Yeah, I'm gonna go B. And still, like, it has to be like at least viable, you know. I don't know. I haven't really used it. I've seen it. It's done decently against me, but it's also like kind of limited. It dies a lot, so I don't know. All right, we're in the bottom rows. Ting-Lu, obviously viable. Chimpao, viable. Mid-ish, viable. You know, we got 2 Ubers here. We got Chi-Yu, viable. Pinkerton, I'll take it, I guess, up here. Mid-ish, mid-off. You know, nothing crazy here. King Gambit's obviously a big one, and yeah, no, we're gonna be taking these. This one and this one, not taking the tentacle bastardized form. So yeah, we got like another row of Pokemon basically. So we're approaching the hour mark. Yeah, we're already over an hour mark. Wow, it's crazy. So yeah, let's get the show on the road. Annihilate will be the first one. We'll bring that up with Clodsire. They're both gonna be in the A ranks. Annihilate is probably A plus. Clodsire is probably A or A minus. A minus to B plus, I think. Clodsire is like really good with Unaware. Don't get me wrong. Let's get next to Rocks. Toxic, I believe. It's cool. Typing is kind of unique. I like how it sucks up Toxic Spikes, though, that's for sure. Annihilate is like an anti-stall warrior. Rage Fist is Broken to Sin. I'll put it up here. I can even see it higher. No, I'm going to leave it here. That's fine. Clodsire, I think I'm going to go A minus for now. I'll put it ahead of Skelridge. I think that's what I'm going to do. Unaware Pokemon kind of together, but I think it offers more utility. Put it ahead of Scizor too, just to distinguish it a little bit. I don't think Scizor has that much sticking power right now, so yeah. Next up, we're gonna move up Ting-Lu, Vessel, and Chimpao. These Pokemon kind of go together a little bit. Obviously, one more defensively oriented, one more offensively oriented. I do like the utility that Lu offers, and Pao obviously is a premier offensive option as well, much like GU, which we'll get to in a minute. So yeah, Chimpao. I think it's probably A plus for now, but like tail end of A plus. Maybe you could justify A before justifying S. I don't think it's close to S, honestly. Put it ahead of Valiant, and that's it. And then as for the bastardized ass, horse ass mother, I think I'm gonna do A minus, maybe A for now. I wish it did get recovery, truth be told, but yeah, no. I'm putting it at the top of A minus. Yeah, I think that's the most fitting for it. It does get a nice utility. It's really bulky. I do love what it does, but it doesn't last forever, so you got to be cognizant of that, especially in this metagame. It's moving so fast. I don't know, mid, I guess, and then this is gonna be really good. So we're gonna pop this together, I guess. Yeah, why not? Chi-Yu is obviously awesome. I don't know, maybe like B. I don't have any space anywhere though. Oh my god, it's all log piled. Executive Decision. Grimmsnarl is gonna go A minus. Do I want to group Pelipper? Or do I want to just put this in B plus? No, I want to put it like B minus, honestly. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna move Barrascoot to be up with Rain. No, we're not. We're Oh, we're gonna move Iron Jug up because I wanted to anyway before. Move Gengar up too. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know, it's kind of arbitrary at that point, but this will go in B- at the end. Yeah, I want to keep the C+, it's fine. Alrighty, it's no big deal. We're running out of Pokemon anyway, so it won't be a problem. We're not using Tinkaton. Tinkaton is garbage, it's so weak. I know it's a nice Pokemon to use. You should try it on a ladder for fun for sure, but like it's still like, no. Ain't using that, nor the mouse. This vitamin that mouse hole Tinkaton. Finch brutalizes and refuses to call them viable. Overused cheerleader stall agenda. It's always so funny. King Gambit and the Ghost Fire are last. I forget the name of it, man. What's the name of it? Let me know in the comments if you're still watching an hour, and also say hello. I feel like we're friends, we're acquainted if you've listened to me ramble on about Pokemon for an hour at this point. I don't know how many of you are left, honestly. Let me know in the comments, please. Say something like cheese. Say something I'll know. King Gambit, I don't know if it's A+ or A, but it's really good, especially late game. It's so strong. I run Speed Creep for Corviknight, and it always goes to town. Terra Darkon, it's also really good. Yeah, I'm gonna put it ahead of Glamora and Garchomp, but right behind, yeah, for now. I think that's okay. And let me, like, see for this. I don't have room anywhere, though. Look at the gridlock. Do I want to move something up to A? Or, oh, I gotta really, I don't really. I want to delete something altogether. I don't really think Poltergeist needs a spot, honestly. Gone. It's gone. It's gone. Oh, I gotta rank Chi-Yu. Yeah, it's going all the way up. Screw it. It's gonna be S minus S, I guess. Yeah, it's gonna be like the third S. It's just so strong. It tears, it stabs. It's just ridiculously strong and pretty fast, so it gets the job done. We're gonna put him in C, and I'll move him down to D up here. And I'll put he's back. He's back. Move these back. Yeah, I think this is more fitting. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Yep. Alright, cool. What else we have left? Is that it? I mean, I'm not going to rank him. He's not actually viable. It goes in no tier, I'm not going to rank him either. I haven't used him or tried him yet, and haven't really seen him. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm probably missing one or two things, but it's been a long video. Yeah. No, so we got it. We got the oh crap, alright, it's the end of the video. Screw it. We've gotten pretty far. We've come so long. It's all about the journey along the way. But yeah, no, Goldengo and Dragapult 1 and 2, the Ghost run Supreme. Chi-Yu, obviously really great. We see, Dragonite, Tusk, Corvi, Roaring Moon, Espathra, Anile, Cyclizar, Timpao, and Iron Valiant, all in A+. Iron Treads, Dondozo, King Gambit, Chomp, unsurprisingly, Timeless Pokemon, Glamora, Amoonguss, and Garganacl in A, and so on and so forth. It's just a really awesome start to this metagame. It's cool. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 new Pokemon in A+, and S rank, and alongside another 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in A- rank, and then it kind of evens out. But you see, a lot of it's crept towards the top, and it's not all new toy. They're just great. It's great. That's what I was saying when I was like 90% through the list. Like, we're not even halfway through our S and A+ rank, But yeah, that's where we are. It's pretty great. I'm having fun. I hope you guys are too. Let me know your tier list. Let me know where you'd rank Pokemon, what you different on, what I missed. All down below. Thank you so much for sticking with me for the whole journey. I feel like we're like bonded and friends now if you've watched this point. And I'm gonna let you guys go now. Have a great day. All right, bye.